Hello and welcome to External Data University. We're so excited to have you here. My name is Chris Handy, and I'm a product marketing leader here at Crux. One thing I'm not is the world's foremost expert in external data, but I have some really smart friends, and we at Crux have some smart people and some really smart customers and partners. What we want to do is really try and tackle the external data integration problem together and learn together. There is so much I have to learn, and there's so much we in general have to learn. We are really excited to announce External Data University, which is going to be that place where we can all learn together. This is for you. If you're a strategist, if you're a leader in your company and leading external data integration efforts, if you're an external data engineer, if you're an external data analyst, these sessions are for you. So let's dig into exactly what this is. Now, we've got a post on our blog. If you Google what is External Data University or check out the notes down below, you'll find a link. But really, we're going to have interviews from folks inside, our customers, our partners, and just experts from around the world on a lot of these topics. We've got a podcast coming and a YouTube channel, which you may be seeing this on right now. If not, head over to YouTube, check out our External Data University channel and subscribe. Also, a newsletter. So we have an email version and a LinkedIn version. So if you haven't subscribed to our newsletter yet, go check out the LinkedIn version. You can read it for free. And if you want to subscribe right there and just get it delivered right to your LinkedIn feed every time we publish, you can go ahead and do that. And join our events. So you'll keep tabs in the newsletter for when new events are going to launch. And also you can follow the Crux page for that. When we launch new events, we're going to come together, usually on Friday afternoons. We're going to bring these experts in and have a live discussion. So this is going to be your chance to provide feedback, ask questions, bring issues that you'd like us to discuss, just about anything really. This is for all of us. How do you want to get updates? Well, drop a comment down below so we can send you over all this information. If you're not looking at the show notes or any of those links, just drop a comment and we'll reach out to you. Myself or producer Scout will reach out to you to do that. Now, here is one of our recurring segments called Can We See the Future? This prediction comes from Google Next, which is happening this week here in the fall of 2022. And one thing that they released were the 10 predictions for the next 5 years. And one of those predictions was that AI will be the primary driver for moving to a 4-day work week. I want to know what you have to say about this. In fact, we have a poll going out on LinkedIn right now. If you don't see that poll, go ahead and just drop a comment in the chat. I'd love to know what you think. Will this allow us to focus on higher and better work for 5 days a week? Or will we be able to take a day off every week? I think I know the answer. Depends on the size of your company. We'll see. But we really want to hear back from you. And just getting into today's topic in the external data gauntlet, really, we're relying on external data more and more every single day. I think everyone knows that. Some of the things we're doing with it, with artificial intelligence and machine learning that may give us those efficiencies we need to drop a day off the work week there are helping us to guide those decisions. But one thing we know from a data engineering standpoint is that these algorithms are hungry, right? You have to feed them constantly and make sure that they have enough data so that their models will make sense. You've got to feed them a lot of data. And that's going to come from a variety of sources. When you get a lot of sources that you're dealing with, you get a lot of breaking changes, schema changes, just updates in how things are presented. And every data supplier is going to have a different way of providing you that information. We did a joint research project with Forrester to capture some of these insights because it's been long assumed that there's sort of an 80-20 split. 80% spent on menial tasks and 20% is spent on doing actual great work with this stuff. And why is that? Well, we went to the people, worked with Forrester on this survey, and we've got some more insights to publish on that soon. But what I will say is that there's a lot of this 70% that is sort of the work that in 10 years, 5 years, most people will never even consider doing because technology is getting better. We are all evolving in how we approach our work. And some of the things that we have to watch for, breaking changes, integrating things are going to be more automated so that we can allow ourselves to scale faster with the teams that we have, or maybe not have to just throw people at the problem. So that's one thing I want you to listen to when you think about this clip.
And that's the 800-pound gorilla. Like this
Yeah.
entire data pipeline is as complex as you can imagine. So yes, for all of those things, we're applying any and all available technologies that exist today. We're always constantly looking to the next generation that's out there that solves further these types of problems.
So that's Danya. She's from MS. We're going to play more of her interview next week when you take a look at the next episode. But I wanted to drop that in there, not only to give you a preview because that conversation is great, but also to make sure that you're really thinking about this problem from multiple ways. In fact, 90% of all the data was created in the last 2 years. Fun fact, this statistic was from a study done 2 years ago. Think about all the data that's been created since then and how we're just getting bombarded with all of this data. One thing I think about a lot, and I'm here in Fort Worth, Texas, and there's an interstate called I-35. And since I was about 2 years old, they've been working on it, expanding it, and they're still at it, and it's still in gridlock all the time. So it makes me think about this problem and how we've been solving it and just throwing bodies at the problem, right? Well, let's just throw more people on it, right? There's more work, more people. Well, what you end up doing is you're sort of chasing this year's capacity, knowing that once you get another person on board, trained up and ready to go, you're going to need more capacity. We're always playing catch up. In fact, this is some LA traffic right here. And this is where we end up, right? We're just constantly trying to chase and solve a problem. But are we doing it in the right way? I think when we think about all the activities that people have to work on in getting from raw data to insights, we end up not only spending time in the acquiring stage, right? Procurement of data, that's its own unique challenge. How can we get access to it? How can we buy it? When can we buy it? What sort of versions of it do we need? That's one problem in itself. But once we've got access to the data, then we're ingesting, we're cleansing, we're validating, all before we have to standardize it. And we have to get it reshaped into our systems so that we're not trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. We need to shave off the edges of that square to make it round for our own data cloud and our own data lakes and all of our destinations that we have. So thinking about that and how can we solve this problem? That's before we get into the right-hand side of the gauntlet, which is more of the value add. We're getting in there and standardizing, enriching, maybe blending it, doing some transformations along the way. That's the stuff where we really need people to be able to spend more time, be able to spend more of their thought process and mind share on, rather than just all the plumbing that it takes to get there. And I think not too long from now, we're going to see folks really making that shift. In fact, we're going to go over what we call the data integration maturity curve. And folks who are already getting it are the ones that are finding alpha if they're in investments. They're the ones that are able to scale far more quickly and make quicker decisions. We're going to dig into this a lot more over the course of our sessions here on External Data University so that you can flip the script, right? This is our mission. If there's any mission External Data University has, it's this right here. Let's flip it. Let's make sure that we're reducing the amount of time we have to spend on all of those logistics and more time on higher value engineering practices and data science. So that's just a little bit about what we're doing. Again, drop us a comment on how you feel about how AI and automation in general will help us get to a 4-day work week, or will it just allow us to do more higher level, better work? So let us know. A couple things that are upcoming here in External Data University. Let's talk about it. Again, Danya over at MSCI, we're going to do more of her conversation next weekend. We're going to do a live reaction with a member of the Crux team. So we're going to talk a little bit about what she has to say. We're going to bring in some recorded interviews and some live reaction and your discussions as well. This is not the only topic. There are many more topics to come, and I've got some of those up here on the screen right now. Of course, anything that we talk about, we're going to frame it in a way that helps everyone who's tackling these problems, even if that's not your area of subject matter expertise. So let's get on with it. Get some updates, subscribe, make sure you're getting the newsletter, go grab that YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the next one.